Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great Monday and that your week has started well as well. Thank you guys for joining in with that live chat room so early on tonight. Let's get you guys up on screen. And I was rushing around trying to get everything sorted, so hopefully everything's going to work tonight. But let's have a little look and see who's in there. We have Neil moderating tonight, going through. Hello, Neil. Thank you for doing such a great job with the other moderators. Massive shout out to them already on the live chat. And we also have Valerie and Jennifer and Joy and Barbara, Amy, Mary, Barbara and Susan and Dennis are in the house, and Mary and Laura and Marcia and Donna and John. Teresa's in there as well. Hello guys, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night. And without further ado, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because without them, this wouldn't be happening. They are the foundation of the channel and support me so much over on Patreon. Thank you guys, you know who you are. And we all know who they are because their names go across the bottom of the live streams, every single live stream, for the duration of the stream. So thank you guys, and these people's names do pop up in the super chat window as well. So thank you guys for your support on these live streams. And I'm just going to try and see if I can get up the live likes, because on Saturday we managed to reach the likes target of 285, if my memory serves me correctly, and there it is. So it's going to be the same target for the Tuesday night, because I know that on Tuesday nights it's always going to be a little bit less and people are working, all that kind of stuff. Saturday, everyone can let their hair down, with myself included, quite literally. But we will see if we can get to 285, and I should be able to get the live likes up on screen because we're at 82 already. So we'll see if we can have a really early spike of the likes, only 4 or 5 minutes into the live stream. If we can hit that thumbs up, if you haven't done that already, it would be massively appreciated if you could use that thumbs up token. We'll see if we can get close to the 285 for tonight's live stream on a Tuesday. That would be epic. But if we don't get there, it's not to worry, because we can rely on the catch-up crew who do such a great job of spiking the likes after we've been live. So a massive thank you to you guys that watch it on catch-up afterwards. Let's get this super chat window up on screen, because we've had a bit of action in there already, and the first donation came in from Deborah, and it was for $24.99. Thank you so much for that, Deborah. And this was actually at 17 minutes past 10. I think it might have been yesterday. So thank you for this, Deborah. And the message is for whatever you need. So thank you for that. And Sandra also donated $24.99. And just want to make sure that I don't miss anything going on here. And thank you for that, Sandra. The message is for whatever you need or want, Phil. I'm part of the early birds due to spotty internet service with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Sandra and Deborah, for those early donations, and also for tuning in before I was even live and donating as well. Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for that. And this was at 3 minutes past 3 this morning. So we're now into the same day as the live stream. Again, a really early donation. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is spike the likes right now with the rock horns. So great advice by Orlando, and I always use this as an opportunity to show off the Spike the Likes mug, which you can get in the tray underneath this video. But also if you go to teespring.com and type in Wings of Pegasus, you'll be able to find all of the merchandise. But here is the Wings of Pegasus Spike the Likes mug with the logo on the other side, currently filled with orange squash for tonight, which is my usual. Sometimes I do go wild and have some summer fruits, but it's just orange tonight. So thank you, Orlando, for that donation. And Marilyn has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Marilyn. The message is, hi Phil and everyone, I will have to catch you later. If all was a go, what cover song would you do now? So thank you for that donation, Marilyn. And It's a good question. Probably the one that's been suggested most recently, or at least one that I can remember off the top of my head, is Richard Marx and Hazard. And that is one of those that I have listened to a lot throughout my lifetime, and I think it would be cool to just do that as a cover and kind of put my own spin on it, or just try and keep it relatively close to the original, because Richard's voice on that is just crazy good, especially when you get that total change up for the middle eight, the bridge, and everybody will know when that comes in because it's such a change in the song, takes you to a totally different place. But anyway, that's what I would have to choose, just put on the spot and just trying to remember a request off the top of my head. But thank you so much for that, Marilyn. And King Nero is in the house as well and has donated $5. Thank you for this. And the message is, great seeing you, Phil, and loved your Pete Seeger analysis. Pete was an influence on so many artists. So thank you for that. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the Pete Seeger analysis. And he certainly was. But not only an influence musically and with the way that he wrote, but also just generally in life, getting people to think about things on a much deeper level. And thank you for that donation. But you guys can still check that out. The Pete Seeger analysis video that I released on Sunday, that's still up here somewhere. So Paul has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Paul. The message is, because we care, thank you, Phil, with some smiley faces. And also thank you guys for the feedback over on Patreon about me changing up my schedule a little bit, because it's freeing up some time in order for me to work at other things on the channel. And I do want to work at introducing a new segment to the channel, which is something that will take some time to organize and get planned out. But that is the time that I've now got available, because I'm not doing a new analysis video every single night, which I did for just over 2.5 years, and I finished that last Friday. So now they're going to be less frequent, which will actually give people a chance to see them. I didn't realize that I was probably producing videos at too fast a rate for people to actually watch, because I was doing a new one every single night. So now there's going to be at least a night between them, so you guys can maybe catch up with some old ones or just keep up to date with the new ones. So that's the way that I'm running the channel at the moment. It's always going to be live streams on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and then the analysis videos will fit in and around those times. But for the moment, the new segment, I'm not sure when I'm going to start bringing that in, but I'm just organizing it at the moment. And by the way, if you are over on Patreon, as you guys will see, if I'm not doing an analysis video, I'll probably most likely do a little update over on Patreon and do a post on there to let you know what I'm doing on that particular day and what I'm planning and what I'm getting into processing for the future. But I will do that tomorrow as well. So if you are on Patreon, I'll probably just record a quick video like this to explain what I'm going to be doing, my ideas and idea that I'm planning for the future on the channel. Just a little segment. I'm still going to be doing analysis videos and the live streams, and hopefully at some point in the future cover videos as well, even though that do take a lot more time. But I will do a video for you guys over on Patreon. And if you're not on Patreon, you can head over there. Like I said at the beginning of this live stream, they are the foundation of the channel, and they allow me to do these live streams, the analysis videos, and everything that I can think of to do in the future, including this new project that I'm working on. But that is the link, and you can't click on that in the live stream, but you can enter that into your search browser, whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. You will find the page. Wings of Pegasus is what you want to do. Patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. But anyway, those are the people at the bottom of the screen, my patrons, who are the foundation of the channel. Thank you guys for your support. It is much appreciated. And we are at over 149,000 subscribers now, so we will see where we expand to and what we start doing on the channel. It's very much going to be running along the same lines. I'm not one of these people that is suddenly going to change everything about the channel, because I think everyone that has subscribed for the content that I make, and I'm not going to suddenly start changing things. I'm always going to be doing analysis videos and hopefully cover videos again in the future, but also live streams. I am determined to keep these going on a Tuesday and a Saturday, and if they aren't going to happen, I'm always going to let you guys know in advance. But thank you so much for that donation, Paul. And Marge has donated $2 as well. Thank you so much for that, Marge. And Mary has donated $5. Thank you for that, Mary. The message is, hi Phil, what's the story with your internet? So this is something that I did mention on Saturday. The new internet provider, unfortunately, has been cancelled 3 times. So I've booked in to have it installed. The first time they came here and realised that the lead that they needed, the phone line, wasn't here. It had been destroyed, or not destroyed, but disconnected. So they then booked another date, but then that second date got cancelled because the person that booked it with the company didn't confirm it on their system, and any booking that isn't confirmed gets cancelled within 48 hours. So that was cancelled. So, I mean, all of these, I've pretty much been waiting 2 to 3 weeks when the booking has been made for then it to be installed. So we're talking probably about 4 weeks. And then the third time, it was Virgin Media, who are the people that own the contract on the phone line at the moment, cancelled the other company and made sure that it didn't go through. So then I've had to reorganize it. So now it's going to be the 29th of this month. So we are getting there, but it's taken a very long time to get the new provider just involved for this whole channel. Getting the uploading is going to be so much less stressful if I know the internet is going to work and that I can just stream without any problems. But we will see. Hopefully that's going to go ahead on the 29th of this month. Fingers crossed. So that's the story in short. Thank you, Mary, for that. Susan has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Susan. The message is, I am popping in and out while at work. Love catching whatever few minutes I can from California. So thank you for that, Susan. And Carl has donated $5. Thank you for this, Carl. And that'll be for the Cross the Pond Fund, the usual. And Kathleen has donated $20. Thank you for this, Kathleen. The message is, you rock, boy. So thank you for that, Kathleen. I'm glad you think so. Thank you for the donation, everybody. And thank you, Orlando, who has just donated again. And this time it is $10. So thank you for this, Orlando. And the message reads, I'm glad you are scaling back and hope you read my supportive comments on Patreon. Speaking of Richard Marx, your voice would be perfect on a cover of Satisfied. An idea with a winky face. So thank you for that, Orlando. I will make a note of Satisfied because I do also have another list for covers, even though I haven't managed to get through any of those recently, but I'm hoping at some point in the future I can get back to doing some covers on the channel as well. So thank you for that, Orlando. And just a quick word over on Patreon. I do read every single comment and I do mark all of those as well. I do try to respond to everyone, but sometimes it's a comment that doesn't really need a response, but it just to say thanks. You guys will see me on there just saying thanks to you for the comments. And more recently, I think I did have at least 96 responses to the previous post that I did about my schedule on Patreon, but YouTube as well, just everything as a whole. So thank you guys for all of that feedback. And when there are a lot of comments, it is going to be more difficult for me to work my way through them, but I do try and make sure that I acknowledge all of those because I do read all of them, but sometimes I don't have time to respond to every single one of those. And thank you everyone for those responses. And Orlando, yes, I have been reading your comments as well as everybody else over on Patreon, so thank you for that. Nancy has donated $4.99. Thank you for this, Nancy. And Fred has donated $5. Thank you for this, Fred. And the message is, Spinal Tap, salute to you, none more black. So thank you for that, Fred, and a great idea for an album cover there. Just having one that can be none more black. But Spinal Tap, one of those movies that is a favourite of mine, and I think probably a favourite of most gigging musicians and music fans, especially some of the scenarios that come up there, people can definitely relate to. But thank you, Fred, for that. Lucy has donated $9.99. Thank you for this, Lucy. The message is, hello Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers. Some are asking if there are any special guests planned for your videos / live streams, ? With some rock horns, a heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy. At the moment, this is kind of part of the project that I'm working on, but not really, because just having a guest on, like I have had in the past, generally we just talk and it's more like an interview, whereas in the future what I'm looking at is maybe getting guests on that we're going to play something together, and like I said, it's all in the planning phase. And once I've got through the planning phase, I then have to make a new, well, I've done the new intro for this segment, but then I need to work out another video in order to explain to everyone what's going on between me and the guest and what we're going to be playing and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to take a little bit of work. As I said, I'll let you guys know the format of it tomorrow night on Patreon, so make sure you check over there for that. But I think with the special guests, just interview-wise, it's just organising our schedules really, so that we can just link up and both be on screen or live at the same time. But it is something that I am going to try and implement in the future, and I can definitely do that more effectively by organising the schedule on my channel so that I'm not doing videos every single night, because that leaves literally no free time to organise future videos. And organising future videos is definitely something that I need and want to do. So in the future, yes, that is where I'm aiming things towards. So thank you, Lucy, for that. Amy has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Amy. The message is, if you could have any guitar, what would it be? And I think I have mentioned this before, that as luck would have it, the Steve Vai signature gem, you can see the Steve Vai gem in the background, and it's past this is a PRS, this is the Ibanez here, the Steve Vai signature with Steve Vai's signature on it. Thank you to Mario for sending me that very guitar, because that was a guitar that I was looking at, I don't know how many years ago, but being into hard rock and heavier genres, it was one of those guitars that was on the wish list, but it was very much a wish, because I wouldn't be able to afford to buy one because they are rather pricey. But for some reason, and thank you so much for this, Mario, he sent me a guitar that I had wanted and just looked at and thought, oh, it'd be great to have a gem. And that's just how it worked out. So whenever Mario is in the house, in the live chat room, we all say hello to Mario, and that is just one of the reasons why. But he also sent me a Maton as well, the acoustic that you can see me playing in the analysis videos when there is an acoustic song, or when I haven't plugged in my electric guitar and set up all the mic and all that kind of stuff. Or if there is a bit of fingerstyle playing, I tend to bust out the acoustic for that. So thank you, Mario, for that. And if anyone sees Mario in the live chat room, this is where just shout out or put the caps on, the caps lock, and just type in Mario, and then I'll see it and we'll all say hello to Mario. But thank you, Amy, for that question. And Sue has donated $20 as well. Thank you for this, Sue. And it says, you are amazing, with the guy doing a dance. So thank you for that, Sue, and for the kind words. We are going to be jumping into the first video of the night. 150 likes has just clocked in. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up so early on in the live stream. We're 20 minutes in and we're at 151 now, so it's gone up by one more. So if you haven't hit that like, it'd be massively appreciated if you could. We're racing up to 285. That is the target for tonight's live stream. We'll see where we end up by the time we end the live stream. Also, massive shout out to Laurie, whose name I just saw go through that live chat room, for moderating tonight, and also Carla for doing such a great job. I did give Neil the shout out earlier, but all of the moderators doing such a great job on these live, not only the live chat room feed, but just the live streams in general on the Saturdays and Tuesdays. So thank you guys so much. Big shout out to you. So we're going to jump into the first video of the night, and we're going to have a bit of a live theme tonight, because each of the videos that have been requested, I've chosen the live versions of them. And we're also going to be mixing it up with the cover that I did of a computer game theme called Oblivion. And this was requested by Lisa later on, the theme, or just to mix it up a little bit, so we will be listening to that. But also the first video of the night is going to be the live version of Hero, and this was requested by Orlando, Lisa, Donna, Jill as well, and Joan. So thank you guys for this. As always, I'm going to be in the live chat room while this is playing, and I will see you guys after. Rock! And there we have it. That was my song called Hero. You can pick that up at wingsofpegasus.com/store. And that's from my album called Persistence. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's get this super chat window up on screen. And we're up to 177 on the like counter. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And jumping into this live chat room, super chat room, just making up my own titles for different versions of the rooms. But the super chat window, we've had a bit of action going on there. So I want to scroll up, make sure that I don't miss anything here. So thank you, Laura, for donating $10. The message is, there's a lot of chat about you doing a live show with your dad. So thank you for that, Laura. And he watches the live streams, not tonight, obviously it's too late here in the UK, but he does watch them the next day. So he'll see everything being discussed, but in terms of doing anything live, he's already gone to bed by now. So anytime that I'm doing things musically, generally he'll be in bed, so he would have to make a special effort or mark it in his diary, but then I think my mum wouldn't be very happy if he then had to go to bed later and wake her up because she has to work the next morning. So yeah, it's a little bit difficult to get the schedules organised, and then if we're pre-recording anything, then again it's a schedule thing, but also just getting the time together in order to do that. But it's something that I don't know whether it will happen in the future, and I'm not sure that he would want to do anything in the future either, but we will see what happens. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's just not something logistically that we can work out with our different time zones that we work on, because I'm pretty much in the time zone of probably most likely the USA, because I'm still up when it's daytime and nighttime there, but then when he's awake, it's probably nighttime in the USA. So yeah, it just doesn't quite work out. But anyway, thank you for that, Laura. And he'll be just getting a massive ego about chat just to do with him in any way, shape or form. But thank you for that, Laura. And King Nero has donated $5. Thank you for this. The message is, speaking of covers, Phil, think about classical gas as an idea. Just give it a little thought. So thank you for that suggestion. And pretty much with anything more technically based on the guitar, like the cover that I did of Eruption, it's one of those that you have to rehearse a lot beforehand, and you just have to learn it beforehand. And I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of effort that goes into playing a very technical piece on the guitar and just getting it down, playing it for maybe a few hours a day, and just playing it for a few weeks and maybe a few months, depending on the difficulty of it. So then eventually you have it down and you can play it. Now the thing is, once you've learned something like that, if you're not regularly playing that particular piece, as every guitarist will know, you use it or you lose it. Your brain doesn't remember how to do it all, and after maybe a month, a little bit more than that, you won't remember. You'll remember it in passages because your muscle memory will be able to do bits here or there. But if you keep on not playing it, you will lose the ability or the memory of how to do it. And then you have to recap it all. Obviously, you're going to pick it up a lot faster the second time round because you've already been through it. You've got the muscle memory, but you have to remind yourself regularly. And this is the problem with just doing show-off pieces, is that you have to keep on playing them over and over and over again so that you don't forget them. And if you leave any length of time, you do forget them. So this is the thing, that doing a cover of a very technical piece, you learn it for the cover and then it's just done, and then you just move on to the next one. And that is certainly the case if you are doing full band covers of doing a whole song, learning the vocals and also learning all the guitar parts and the lead guitar. You very much learn it on a song-by-song basis, and then if you want to then play it again, you'll have to get back to rehearsing it maybe a little bit, maybe for a couple of days, get it up to speed, and then you can repeat it. But it would certainly be a case of that approach for classical gas. But thank you for the suggestion. And Lisa has donated $5 as well. Thank you again for that, Lisa. The message is, I know the request lists are crazy long, but I'd love it if you did a cover of Bruce Springsteen's Secret Garden. So thank you for that, Lisa. That's something that I can add to the list. Kevin is in the house and has donated $5. Thank you for this, Kevin. The message is, I saw you at World's End. That'll be World's End the Underworld in Camden 10 years ago. What was the band's name? I don't think it was Wings of Pegasus. I'm enjoying summer fruits tonight. So thank you for that, Kevin. And it might have been on the borderline between Panic Attack, which was my band previously before I was in Wings of Pegasus, but I invented Wings of Pegasus, so I founded it with the second guitarist, so that was probably around 10 years ago. We might have been right on the switch over. So if it was over 10 years ago, then it definitely would have been a Panic Attack thing, but then if not, it would have been a Wings of Pegasus thing. And just in case you don't know, guys who are watching this, the World's End is a pub/club. The Underworld is downstairs. The pub is on the top part. That's called the World's End. But it's a great little venue in London. And I say little, but pretty much in London, most of the clubs are going to be small because of just having the area at your disposal. And yeah, space is at a premium in London with gigs. But that is a place like the Underworld is where I've seen Winger perform, and also George Lynch from Lynch Mob. So yeah, there are some fantastic bands and players who do perform at the Underworld. And yeah, I was probably there, well, as Kevin says, 10 years ago. I can't really remember because I've played so many gigs in and around London, and especially in Camden, around the Tottenham Court Road area. Just so many venues just in there. I can't remember all of them, but thank you, Kevin, for watching me 10 years ago, or maybe more than 10 years ago, but I don't want to think back because then I realise how old I am, and it's very bad news. But thank you, Kevin, but I wouldn't be here with all the things that I talk about and the knowledge of the things that I talk about unless I'd been doing it for a very long time. So I guess it's just all experience to just rack up to the memory and all of those things that when you then look at other performances helps in order to explain certain things. But thank you, Kevin, for that. Orlando has donated $5. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, out of curiosity, ever thought about streaming on Twitch once in a while? So thank you for that, Orlando. And I don't use Twitch, so there isn't a Wings of Pegasus account that I could use. And I think the audience, I'd then have to try and get everybody from YouTube over onto Twitch. And for me, it doesn't seem like an effective use of my time when everybody's just on YouTube already. So rather than going over to another platform and trying to take people over there, I think it's just a better use of my time just to go live on YouTube where the audience is, and not have to get too confused with Twitch. And this is the other problem, that if I then did a live stream on Twitch, then it wouldn't be a live stream on YouTube, and people might miss the live stream on YouTube and they might not be able to access Twitch. Or if I do a Twitch live stream on another night, it means that I would then not do an analysis video. So it's just organising my time. At the moment, one live stream platform is currently all I'm thinking about. But thank you for the suggestion, Orlando. And Vince has donated $10. Thank you for this, Vince. The message is, Phil, passing along a question from the live chat. Jennifer Sun says, hey, if you could sing with anyone, who would it be? So thank you for that, Vince, and also passing on that question from Jennifer. And probably just from what I've said there, Winger and the band, Kip Winger as an artist and a singer, that would be great to be able to sing with Kip at some point, having done a Winger cover, and just his voice being, for me, such a great voice, just the kind of voice that I like, and hard rock, and he's got the rasp in there as well. But it'd be great just to sing some backing vocals behind Kip Winger someday. That would be cool. But there are so many different singers and artists, and probably most of the artists that I've featured on this channel, I wouldn't mind singing backing vocals for, because there's been some great musicians and artists featured. And yeah, pretty much any musician who's just out there doing their thing, I would join in if asked to do it. So thank you so much for that, Jennifer and Vince. But I would have to say, just for my own personal taste, Kip Winger, if he said, let's perform at the Underworld, I'd say yes. When, where, we already know where, just tell me when and I'll be there. So thank you for that, guys. And Deborah has donated $4.99 as well. Thank you so much for that. And the message is, "Hi Phil, it's one of the Debs in the house. Just call me Deborah K if you like. Where can we find a list of all the songs you've covered?" So thank you for that, Deborah K. And with the covers, there is a playlist at the end of every analysis video, but some of the covers have since, well, I don't think on that playlist, but some of the other covers have since been blocked when YouTube got a lot stricter with cover videos, so that's a bit of a shame. I have done over 30, I'm not sure how many I've done, probably closer to 40, but if you maybe have a search for them on the channel, you'll be able to find them. I did put them in a playlist at the end of every video, so every analysis video, you can just wait till the end of those and click on the covers and you'll get a list of 30. You'll be able to go through those and see which ones have been blocked, which ones haven't been blocked, and just pick and choose from there. So hopefully that helps you out. And thank you for the $10 donation from Vince again. The message is, "Have you ever busked? Any busking stories?" So thank you for that. And I haven't really got into the busking side of things purely because for my setup, I'm not really an acoustic artist, and just performing acoustically on the street and busking, I very much like to go electric, so I would have to rework all of my songs for performing or doing covers. And when doing covers, it isn't something that I've busked. I did used to go to open mic nights and sing acoustic versions of songs, so that's probably the closest that I've got. The other side of it is that in order to busk in London, you need to have a license in order to do that. And busking on the underground, for example, you have to go to auditions to pass the audition to then be able to busk. So it means that lots of people are wanting to busk, but by law, you have to effectively audition and then get the right to busk in London on the underground. I know that people just set up and do it on the streets, but that is a little bit questionable. Well, it's going to be questionable if people call you up on it and the police say, "Have you got your license and are you allowed to do this?" And it's not something that, as well, with copyrights, if you're performing other people's songs and receiving money for them on the street, that's a bit of a grey area copyright-wise, because you can argue that you shouldn't be doing that. You are making money from other people's material and your versions of their material. So it's a little bit dodgy. I'm just going to keep it as it is and make sure that if you do it on YouTube, obviously all of the copyright stuff is covered by the record company and them claiming money on your video in the form of ad revenue. So yes, I just do the covers on YouTube and I haven't got into busking. I did a little bit of open mic nights, but that was it. So thank you for that, Vince. And Ian has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Ian. A crazy donation, but massively appreciated. The message is, "For getting to 149,000 subs, groovy work," with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Ian. And as I always say when Ian pops up on the channel, check out his YouTube channel if you guys get a chance, because Ian is an artist in his own right as well, and he's along the folk side of things, so you can check out his channel and do that after this live stream if you want to. Just give him a subscribe as well. Hit that thumbs up a few times. Thank you, Ian, for not only covering one of my songs over there, but for letting everybody know about your channel. And it is much advised that you guys can hop over there. So thank you, Ian, for this. We are going to be jumping into the next video of the night. I've already mentioned this was requested by Lisa over on Patreon. It's going to be the computer game theme that I did for a computer game called Oblivion. And yeah, I think I do an intro on this, maybe explaining what it's all about, or maybe I don't. Well, we will jump into it and see what happens. So thank you for suggesting this, Lisa, over on Patreon. We are going to be having a look at the likes quickly. 205. So if you can hit that thumbs up, be massively appreciated. If you haven't done that already, we're going for 100 or 285. So we've got under 100 now in order to get there. We'll see where we end up. I'm going to be in the live chat room while this is playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock! And there we have it. It started again. We had it on a bit of a loop there, but we have saved the situation. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was Oblivion, the computer game, and that was the first game I ever got on my PlayStation 3, and I am one of those people that has been around from pretty much the beginning of most, at least home-based computer systems, with that little line that went either side of the screen and then you had to stop the ball from going past it. But that was the first computer that I had. I don't know what that was called, but it was certainly an old computer. Anyway, PlayStation 3, that was the first game I got, and just spent ages and ages and ages on it. And even watching it in the background, it makes me kind of want to play it again, but I would probably lose the rest of my life to it if I started that game again. I don't think I actually completed every single mission and storyline on it, but just a really cool game, and I enjoyed it a lot. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my version of it. So, I'm going to get the super chat window up on screen because we've had a bit of action in there. Thank you guys for this. And the next donation that came in was from Odyssey of Ascension, who has donated $100. Thank you so much for that. Another crazy donation, but it is much appreciated. The message is, keep doing you, Phil. You're enough, with a smiley face. So I will do my best to keep being me. So thank you for that donation. And Karen is in the house as well and has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, I'd like to share this Lao Tzu quote with you. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe. Thanks for what you do and for being the special you, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen, and for that quote as well. And also for reminding me to do the pictures at this point in the live stream, because I always forget to do this and always have to rush them in at the end of the live stream when I'm saying goodbye, but then I remember. So we do have a picture of Karen in her mask that we're going to be getting through, and also there is another one that is from Michelle and Kevin. So I'm going to make sure that hopefully the background is going to be on screen now. And Karen, as she has just donated, here is her mask, but also her modeling the Wings of Pegasus mask, which is available over at teespring.com/Wings of Pegasus. And we've also had the upload, and this was from Kevin over on Facebook, and it's Kevin and Michelle, and look at that amazing choice of hoodie by Kevin. So thank you so much for uploading that to me on Facebook. I think that is over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group as well on Facebook, so thank you for that, and also for responding and allowing me to say that I can show it on this live stream, because I wasn't sure whether this was just sent to me or whether I could show it. So thank you for this, Kevin and Michelle, for doing such a great job of drinking the summer fruits, I think it was, that Kevin said. So thank you for the great choice in drink, but also Kevin for doing a great modeling job on the Wings of Pegasus hoodie. So hopefully I can get back to me on screen. Here we are, and we are still live. We're going to be going back into the super chat window, and we've had another donation from Lisa. Thank you for this, Lisa. The message is, or the donations for $5. The message is, thanks for playing Oblivion. I love this video. It reminds me of Game of Thrones. So thank you for that, Lisa. And I think it is a similar kind of thing, but I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I've seen things about it on TV, and it looks like that kind of mythical Skyrim and Oblivion video type thing, just classic computer games. Also Skyrim, that's another one that I lost a lot of time to. I don't think quite as much as Oblivion, but just those Bethesda games, that's the company that make them, are just so deep, and certainly it does look like Game of Thrones from what I've seen. So thank you for that, Lisa. Kay has donated $5. Thank you for this, Kay. The message is, do you think most musicians will return to playing for live audience versus streaming when COVID is over? We are losing our communal experiences. So thank you for this, Kay. I think the problem is that here in the UK, we are now going through another set of almost lockdown type situations because we're now, from our news, the infection rate is now doubling every 7 days, which is bad news. So everybody is still, unfortunately, or at least has still been going out and not following what I always say on this channel. If you can self-isolate, self-distance, wear your masks, it's what the government's, at least here, telling everybody to do, and that has worked, and it did work. But now people are getting relaxed and starting to go out and not following the guidelines, so now we're getting another spike happening. So unfortunately, it means that venues that even aren't going to be having live music, because that hasn't started up again, but now venues are going to be closing again because of all of these spikes. And I think that a lot of people point the fingers at the government and somehow, or for some reason, are blaming the government for the virus, but I don't think there's anything that the government can do about the virus, because the virus is being spread by the public. The people are spreading it. There's nothing that the government can do unless just they close down everything, which they've got to do to stop the spread, because they're saying don't do this, don't do that, and the public are doing that, and then it's spreading around. So it is a bit of a nightmare here in the UK, because I know for a fact personally, and my family, we've been so strict with just staying isolated, keeping our distance, wearing masks if we are ever going out. But then if we do go out, we make sure that it's only something that we are going out for a particular reason that we can't really avoid, like my mum for work, for example, is something that we're very careful about. So when you see on the TV people going out and socializing with no masks on and in groups of 10 or 15 or 20 people, obviously it's going to spread, because that's what the virus wants. So the government can't really do much other than just taking the secondary step of having to close everything, because people are still going out and spreading it around. So for the most part, the knock-on effect of that from live music is that it's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen in the foreseeable future here in the UK, and I don't think it's going to happen for as long as people are going out and socializing and spreading it, because now there's another peak. It means that we're so far off, I think, from going back to live music and people being able to turn up and watch it, and people being able to go and watch live sports events as well, because that is a breeding ground for the virus, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it at the moment. There's no vaccine. So unfortunately, we've just got to try and be sensible and try and use common sense, which is something that a lot of people here unfortunately aren't applying. But when we did apply it, it worked. But now people are getting a little bit lax. So unfortunately, we've just got to be more careful here. My live streams, of course, is just me, so I can keep on doing this as long as I have internet access. Nothing's going to stop me from live streaming, but it's just a shame for everybody else that can't really go out and do their jobs or do their performances, their live performances as well, because some people rely on that and they aren't as lucky as me. I do everything myself, so it means that if I don't do something, then it's down to me. I can go out and create as many videos as I want, and I can sit in this room and create as much as I want to, and something outside isn't going to affect me, because my relationship with you guys is across this screen and on the live streams. That's how it's been built up by me, just putting everything online. And I think I was forced to do that because of just doing live gigs in general here in London, and outside London is pay to play, so it is expensive, and I couldn't afford to keep on playing. We as a band couldn't afford to keep on playing, so I just took it online, and that's why it's evolved into what it is now, which is a lot better for me personally. In this kind of situation, I don't have to rely on that, because before I couldn't rely on it because I wasn't making any money from it, and it was just putting money down the drain week after week, gig after gig, rather than just putting my money where my mouth was and putting it in my own music and putting it all on YouTube and spending my own money, maybe trying to get people to see my covers and all this kind of stuff, and a little bit on adverts on Facebook. But I don't do any more of that advertising, because again, that is getting a bit silly now, having to pay so much for fans of your music to even see it in the first place. But anyway, that is why I ended up here. But thank you for that question, Kay. I know it was a bit of a long answer, but it is a bit of a pain when things go the other way here in the UK after everyone's been so careful for so long, and then the minority have unfortunately let down the majority. But anyway, thank you Linda Z as well, who has donated $5, and the message is, hi Phil, the game you can't remember the name of was Pong, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Linda Z. I'm not sure if it was called that here, maybe it was different in the USA, but I don't know what it was. It just said on the unit, it's funny because it had one little switch that you moved it up for tennis, and then I remember on another one it said badminton, but it was the same game. It wasn't a change of the game, it was exactly the same, but it had tennis and then badminton, and it was connected to the TV, so you couldn't watch TV while you're playing it. But yeah, that was good fun. So maybe it was called Pong, I can't remember, but thank you Linda Z for that. And Angela has donated $5. Thank you for this, Angela. The message is, Oblivion is very cool. And then it says thank you. So thank you for that $5 donation, and Angela. And thank you for the kind words about Oblivion, because it is a game that I like as well. Teresa has donated £50 by the looks of it. Thank you, Teresa, for that. Also a donation in my currency here. So if you are in the UK, it's almost 1 a.m. We're just coming up to 5 to 1 in the morning here. So somehow these really do motor along, these live streams. But thank you so much for that, Teresa, for that crazy donation. It is massively appreciated. And Lisa has donated again for $5. Thank you so much for this, Lisa. The message is, don't start watching Game of Thrones. Once you go down that rabbit hole, you literally will get nothing else done. And I do know that there are a lot of series of it. I don't know how many there are, but I think it might be a similar case too. When I started to watch a series called 24, and I watched the first series and then realized that I don't know how many series there were, but if you haven't seen it, it's 24 episodes per series, and every hour of the episode is over a day, and it's each hour of the day. So it's been worked out in that way so that you see exactly what time it is and which show. So for example, the 7th episode in the first series of 24 is the 7th hour of the day, because the whole series is just one day. So it's been very well put together, and just planning that beforehand must have taken ages, but it's very cool. I think there may be 8 series or 9 series of 24 episodes per series. So that is something that I pretty much lost my life to. But thank you so much for that advice, Lisa, to not start watching Game of Thrones. And we have Ugligar, who has donated $20. Thank you for that. And just to say, the username is UGGLIGR. And I just want to make sure that there isn't a message underneath this. If there is one, it isn't showing me it, but thank you so much for that donation. Let's have a little look into the live chat room, see who's joining us tonight. We have Helen and Valerie and Teresa and Jennifer and Barbara and Teresa and Rebel Rose, Egypt as well, Elaine, Douglas, Perry, Valerie, Karen still in there, and Hako Black 57, who says, thanks for your Prince videos. No problem. Thank you for joining me on this live stream, because during these live streams we're starting to see a few more usernames popping up. So if this is your first live stream, say hello, introduce yourself to the live chat room community in there. We are getting a few more people getting involved, which is great. If you want to join in with the supporters group over on Facebook, you can do as well. Just search for the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, and you can join in there as well. Join the conversation after the live streams. The after party is hosted by Vince on that page. So just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook and you'll find it. So we are going to be jumping into the next video of the night, and this is going to be the live version of my song called Art Not Commerce. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll jump into the live chat room while this is playing, and I'll see you guys after. And it was requested by Marilyn and Kevin, by the way. See you guys after this. Rock! And there we have it. That was the live version of Art Not Commerce from the live stream that I did, and that song can be found on my album called Persistence. As with most of my songs, Running Blind was a single release that was separate to the album, but you can find it all at wingsofpegasus.com/store. So let's get the super chat window up on screen because we've had a little bit of action in there. And let me scroll up, make sure I don't miss anything here. We have a donation from Ray of $100. Thank you so much for that, Ray. Another crazy donation, but much appreciated. The message is, sorry for being late. The Kennedy Center held a drive-in concert. I wish I could have attended. Maybe drive-in concerts will catch on. Maybe not. Take care. So thank you for that, Ray. And it is something that you think, well, if that's the only way of doing it, then maybe just having the drive-in is better than nothing. And yeah, it might be the case. I mean, drive-in movie theatre or movie showings, they seem to work all right, and it might be the case in the future that we can have drive-in concerts. It could work, so we will see what happens with that in the future. But thank you, Ray, for that donation. And don't apologise for being late, that's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. And everybody watching this in the future as well, if you are watching this on catch up, thank you for watching this later on, and also for spiking the likes when you watch the video, because it really does help the live streams to get out there and get the channel out there as a whole as well. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Just to have a quick look at the likes, we are at 249 at the moment, so that means we are now at 251. Just instantly changed. So that's now messed up my maths because I was able to work that out a second ago. Now it's 252. So if this is 23 people, or is it 33 people? It might be 30. If we get one more, then it will be 30 people and likes that we're looking for to get up to the target of 285 up in the corner that we got on Saturday, and we made it on Saturday. So if you guys were watching on Saturday, thank you for joining me then and also joining me tonight. We will see where we get up to. It's already gone 1 AM here in the UK, so we're not going to be online for much longer with the live stream, but we'll try and get a spike of the likes. We'll see if we can get any new people joining in for the end of the live stream. But 254, we are pretty much within touching distance. We need 30 more people. We will see what happens. But anyway, back into the super chat window. We've had a donation from Orlando again. Thank you for this, Orlando, and it's for $5. The message is, 24 was an excellent series with Kiefer Sutherland. I was definitely hooked. So thank you, Orlando. It is one of those that you can definitely get hooked on, and it's one of those that seems to always leave you at the edge of a cliff, having the classic cliffhanger ending. So then you thought, well, I've got to watch just one more, and this is where your bedtime then goes to 3 AM to 4 AM to 5 AM. And you can probably tell that I wasn't watching 24 when I was doing the analysis videos, because since I started doing those, obviously my whole night is now, or was taken up for just over 2.5 years of doing that every night. So I did watch it quite a while ago, but yeah, it was definitely something that made my bedtimes very late, because you had to figure out what was going to happen in the next one, or see what was going to happen. Also, the thing about it is the way that the characters, not that I want to spoil it for anybody watching, but it's like no character is sacred. Anything can happen to that one character, and that's what I liked about it. But anyway, thank you, Orlando, for that donation again. And Kay has donated $5. Thank you so much for that, Kay. And the message is, the guitar has evolved over many centuries. Has the guitar reached the peak of its evolution? It's an interesting question. In terms of guitar players, I think pretty much everything has been done on the guitar from a technique perspective, from changing the pitch with the machine heads at the top of the guitar, percussive playing, tapping onto the guitar, playing the guitar on your lap, playing it behind your head and behind your back, and electric wise, you're probably not going to see that on an acoustic, but you might do. It's still something that you could do if you wanted to. But having, slide guitar and different genres, jazz and blues, stylization wise, with playing all of the techniques that have been developed, it's going to be very difficult to find a technique that hasn't been done yet. And in terms of playing, from that side of things, it's very rare to find somebody who does something totally different on the guitar. Generally what will happen is a player that is being seen as being totally different or totally new is doing something that's a combination of techniques that already exist. And more often than not, when you do find somebody who sounds like or looks like they're doing something new, it can be traced back quite a while. And there are quite a lot of acoustic artists online at the moment who do a lot of percussive playing and striking the guitar, harmonics, also changing pitch with the machine heads like I mentioned, but that has been around for quite a while. But maybe people that don't follow guitar players or aren't players themselves, or me being a guitar teacher, I've got an advantage of knowing a lot of the techniques and how long they've been around for. But techniques that weren't in the mainstream, as soon as they're now brought into the mainstream, people see that as new, whereas it very much has been the case that it's been around for quite a while, usually maybe 30 or 40 years. But anyway, thank you for that. In terms of the evolution of the guitar from a design perspective, with the electric guitar you can make that look pretty much however you want to, and with an acoustic guitar, that body shape has adapted over a very long time in order to give you the best acoustic sound. The best acoustic shape is that shape. That's why all the acoustic guitars have a very similar body. And now there have been slight variations on putting the sound hole on the top of the guitar in the body, but it's not massively changing the shape of the body, because that is an thing that has evolved over many years, like I said. But anyway, thank you, Kay. That's a question that you could talk about probably for years, because you can approach that from the player's angle, but also from the design of the guitar angle as well. So thank you, Vince, as well, who has donated $10. And the message is, for weeks there's been a controversy in the live chat and on Facebook about whether you would ever wear your hair in a man bun. Many wingers think it would be the end of the world as we know it. So thank you for that, Vince. And I've never worn my hair in a man bun, and I think the problem that I have with that is that when I've seen guys do it, or just footballers doing it in a football match, they have it tied up at the back of their head because their hair is all the same length, whereas I have a fringe, which means that the front part isn't as long. So when I pull the hair back, I can put the back part of the hair into a bun, but the front of it is still the same. So it looks a little bit weird, actually a lot weird. So I don't know, I'd have to have the bun on the front of my head. I'm not sure how that would work out. It'd look a little bit stupid, I think, but it's not something that I'm going to publicly do, having a man bun, and it's not a style that I have approached in the past. I generally just tie it back and then spray it back if I have to try and look smart, which is rare for me to ever have that situation arise. But I also wear a cap with my hair tied back, and I think there are a few videos of that set up on YouTube of me looking like that. So thank you, Vince, for that. I don't think the world would end, but it might come pretty close. Thank you, Linda Z, as well, who has donated $5. And the message is, in the US, the game console that Pong was on was called Atari, and it also had tennis. I may or may not have put in a few hours playing time myself, or playing it myself, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Linda. And it might have been called an Atari. I don't think it was very well labeled. If it was, maybe it rubbed off, maybe it was just an old one. I know that it was my uncle's, and he allowed us to have it because we didn't have a computer, and it just blew my mind. But thank you for that, Linda. And Perry has donated $20. Thank you for this, Perry. I want to make sure that I don't miss any here. The message is, Phil, have you ever reacted to a rap song? If possible, one day you react to Struggle Jennings and Caitlin Curtis's song, God We Need You Now. Not a religious song, nor is controversial. So thank you for that, Perry. And I haven't done a rap song yet, but I can add that onto the list, and it can be the first one that I ever do, because that's the first request of a rap song that I've had. So thank you for that, Perry. And Laura has donated $10. Thank you for this, Laura. The message is, Phil, have you done any kind of trademark or license on And There We Have It or British Guitarist so that no one else can start copying you? So thank you for that, Laura. And no, I haven't thought about it. It's just something that I've labeled the videos to make them different to the Wings of Pegasus videos and my cover videos, because the cover videos I also include Wings of Pegasus in the title so that they're just easily searchable when comparing them with the analysis videos are always just British guitarists. So it's not something that I have looked at, or I wouldn't even know how to go about doing a license on a name. I know that when you've got a website, and generally when you've got a band name, like for example Wings of Pegasus now is so known on the internet, and it's my name and my band, that anyone else trying to start up a band called Wings of Pegasus would have a nightmare on Google, because it's just lots of me, and I don't know where they'd rank, probably thousands down the list. So yeah, I think once it becomes popular, maybe everyone just knows the British Guitarist thing as the Wings of Pegasus channel, and me anyway, which is fine. I'm not sure that I'll have to trademark it or license anything or license any sayings, but maybe in the future other people will start using it, and in which case it might give me a bit of exposure, or maybe people will say that's exactly what Phil says on his channel. I don't know. But anyway, thank you, Laura, for that donation. And Susan has donated $9.99. Thank you so much for that, Susan. Again, the message is, got chance to pop back in and catch the last bit of fun about the man bun. Glad I caught it. Rock the 80s rock look. Unique. So thank you for that, Susan, and that is it. It's definitely a unique look for me. And the good thing is that I think when people see me, they remember me, and it's the hair that does it, because it does stick out. And I've had this in everyday life where people have remembered me from a particular gig, or where they've just seen me at some point in their lives and they say, oh, I remember you, I saw you at, and it's just purely the hair. If I didn't have the hair, I don't think they'd just remember my face that vividly. But thank you, Susan, for that. Let's have a little look into the live chat room, because we're going to be calling it to a close pretty soon. And we are at 267 likes, so we are closing in on the 285 like target. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could. We might be able to get a spike of the likes at almost 1:15 here in the morning. And we're at 268, so it means that we're looking for 17 people. That is it. Only 17 people we need to hit that thumbs up. We will see how we get on. We have got one more requested video to play on the live stream, but let's have a look in the live chat room, because we have Karen in there, Lisa, and Debbie and Jennifer and Barbara, Deborah, Susan and Peaches Grace in there as well, and Jennifer and Corey and Debbie, Susan and Dennis still in there, with Linda Z as well. And Velena as well. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Ian in there, Beach Girl, Fred, all you guys, for this Tuesday night live stream, because the Tuesdays are always going to be a little bit less busy than the Saturday. But if we can keep on getting those thumbs up, we might be able to match the likes from the Saturday on a Tuesday, which would be amazing. 13 more people we are looking for. 13, unlucky for some, maybe it can be lucky for us tonight. We will see. But just before we jump into the last video of the night, we did have another donation from Michelle, and this is for $10. Thank you for that. The message is, I would like a mug that says, and there we have it. So thank you for that, Michelle. Maybe there can be another mug at some point on Teespring with another saying on it. I don't know. I do know that we don't have a mug currently for the Saturday night live streams, because the one that we have at the moment, the Spike the Likes mug, as you can see on that, it says live stream Tuesday, which is today, so it is relevant, but it's also got the Spike the Likes on the back. We'll have to do a little poll to see if people vote for another mug. If you want to have two mugs, just one for Saturday as well, and then I'll get one as well, just to have a different mug for the different day, and also maybe have live stream Tuesday on there. I'm not sure whether we'd have Spike the Likes, or maybe we could have, and there we have it, on a mug for the Saturday live stream. And then everyone who joins in with the live stream will know what it refers to with the analysis videos. Anyway, we will see what happens in the future. Let me know, guys, if you want a new mug, and maybe that's something you can discuss over on Facebook, and then let me know. That would be great. So we're just going to jump into the final video of the night, and this was requested over on Patreon. Again, thank you guys for answering my request for requests over there. It's going to be the live version. It's been a live night tonight of my song called Haunted, and this was requested by Deborah and Teresa over on Patreon. I'll see you guys after this. We are going to be looking for 9 more people after this is finished. Scrap that. 8 more people. If you can hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. 6 more people. We will see if we can do it during this video. If not, afterwards, we will try and search out 6 more people to hit that thumbs up. Or is it 7? I think my maths is a little bit off. 7 more people. We will see what happens. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we have it. That was my song called Haunted. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And we have reached the 285 like target for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up and reaching the target on a Tuesday night. It is amazing that we can still hit this target during the week, considering that we hit it on Saturday when a lot more people tend to get involved because it's just a better day to have a live stream. But we have still just hit it out of the park. So thank you guys so much. It's at 290, so we've got 5 people extra than we were aiming for. So great news on the likes front for tonight. And I want to get the super chat window up on screen just quickly before we finish, because it's 20 past 1 here in the morning. We hit the target right before the end, and we have a message or a donation from, I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody here. We had Susan's donation. Michelle donated $10, and I'm just going to go through them because I can't remember how far I got. But Michelle said, I would like a mug that says, and there we have it. Susan donated $9.99 and said, I would buy a full mug that says, and there you have it. And on the other side, let's see how they get on. So this is something that, if you guys are over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, if you want to discuss about mug designs, and even if you want a mug that has something that doesn't say Spike the Likes on, but has something on the front and on the back, maybe it would be good to have, let's see how they get on the front, and there you have it at the end, well, not at the end, but on the end of the mug, I guess, on the other side when you turn it around. But we will see. That's something that, if you want to, you can discuss over on Facebook, and then I will find out the general gist of what people are feeling, and then I can start designing something over on Teespring, which I'll have time to do now because I'm being a little bit more organized with my time on the channel. But thank you so much for that, Susan. And Marge has donated $2. Thank you for this, Marge. The message is, there we have it, or we rock with Horn's mug. Thank you for that, Marge. And again, these suggestions that we can throw into that discussion over on Facebook. And Orlando has donated $5. Again, thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, thank you for another great live stream. Congratulations to us for reaching another likes goal. Lots of thumbs up, rock, and lots of rock horns. So I echo those sentiments from Orlando. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And it is all you guys that make this channel get out there a bit more and make these live streams available to more people, because the more everyone hits that thumbs up, then the more it does get spread around and suggested, so that not only the other videos from the channel get suggested, but the live streams start to get seen as well. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Thank you to the catch-up crew. If you're watching this in the future, you can still hit that thumbs up. It would be massively appreciated if you could do that. And then we might get over the 300 likes, and we don't set a ceiling on our likes, so just anyone that can hit that thumbs up would be great. And I'm going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, as I said at the beginning of this live stream, every Tuesday, every Saturday. There is going to be a video that I'm going to upload to Patreon tomorrow night, just explaining about the project that I'm working on at the moment for the channel in the future. So look out for that on Patreon. And if you want to get involved on Patreon, there's the link at the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. But that's where I'll do the update video for tomorrow night. And then Thursday night, there'll be another analysis video. And Friday night, I'll be working on the new project again, because there's quite a few things to work out. But then Saturday night, we'll be live again. And then Sunday night, we'll be doing another analysis video. So that is pretty much the week sorted for the channel. I hope you guys can join me on the analysis video in the comments section, and also for the live stream on Saturday night, where the target will be 290 likes for Saturday, and we'll try and carry that through to Tuesday as well. So thank you everyone for your donations tonight, and you know who you are, the guys that support me over on Patreon but also in the super chat window. It is massively appreciated, all of your support, and thank you everyone just for joining me in general in the live chat room and for hitting that thumbs up button. We have Susan and Dennis still in there, Corey, Elaine, Herbert, Ray still in there as well, Maiden Fan 18, Perry, Carla doing a great job moderating with Neil as well, and Laurie, Jennifer is in there with Vince and Barbara and Sandy, Pamela as well, and Karen, Paul. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you live again on Saturday night. I'll do a video for Patreon tomorrow night just with a quick update, and I'll see you guys on Thursday at another analysis video, and I'll be in the comment section of that. I am in the comment section of every single YouTube video, so if you comment I will see it, and I mark everyone just to make sure that you know I have definitely read all of your comments, and I will definitely be in there on Thursday night. So I'll be in there all the time. I always check the comments. It's my daily thing. I go through every single comment for every single video and read through them. So thank you guys for all of your comments and all of your stories about particular artists and bands, and just for interacting with the channel as a whole. So I'm going to call it a night now. We're going to be live again Saturday night, and I'll see you at the analysis video on Thursday, and I'm always in the comment section. I'm also going to be on Patreon tonight, just checking the messages over there as I do on a nightly basis, and I will see you guys at the next one. Have a great day, evening, wherever you are, even if it's the morning, and try to stay safe, self-isolate, keep your distance, wear your masks if that's what the government where you are is telling you to do, because it definitely does have an effect. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!